Hi everyone, and welcome to Advanced Composition for Future Teachers. My name is Kelly Candelaria and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. I wanted to kind of check in with you guys and talk a little bit before the beginning of the semester because this is going to be a little bit of a different course. This is going to be a hybrid course. So in that case, I'm going to be meeting with you all one day a week and then having you go off and do work, and then for the second meeting, and then doing things, and then coming back the following week. So instead of meeting twice a week like a regularly scheduled course, we are going to be meeting once a week. And we will be meeting for the first class meeting instead of the second. So I'm doing two videos kind of at once. I have two of these classes. One of them is Mondays from 4 to 5:15 in Butte Hall 225, and the other one is Tuesdays from 3:30 to 4:45 in Arts 111. The reason why this is a little tricky is because of our schedule. So usually I would just do this video and it would make sense, but my Monday class won't be meeting on Monday because of the fact that Monday is a holiday. So for week one with my Monday class, I won't see you, but on Tuesday I will see my hybrid class. So it's a little tricky, but I thought it would be easier just to have one website for everyone. And so I wanted to just do one video. So hopefully I won't mess everyone up too much, and I'll get this right here. And you can, of course, always email me with any questions. A lot of the information is the same. It's just going to be a little different on how we go about it because of this weird first week. So let's get a little bit of housekeeping. There's a syllabus online for you on Blackboard Learn. There's also a syllabus on the website, which is Wix, which there's a link to Wix, the website, on Blackboard Learn. I use two platforms in this class. I use a Blackboard Learn, which is how I get information from you. So work that you complete will be turned in to Blackboard Learn. And then I use our website, Wix, to get information to you. So there's two different platforms, and we kind of work with both of them. And I have tried to put information that's super important on both places so that you have it. Going back to the syllabus, if you take a look at it, you'll notice that I'll have the two classes notated on there at the top, and also my office hours. So my office hours will be Mondays from 5:15 to 6 o'clock, and Tuesdays from 11 to 2, and then 4:45 to 6. And my office is in the Arts and Humanities building, which is room 241. So if there's any questions, you can always come by and see me. And in addition, my email address is on there also, and it's also on the website, and that's kcandelaria@csuchico.edu. A lot of this information I'm going to go over in class, but again, since my Monday class won't be meeting with me, I thought it might be helpful to get you a little familiar with the information prior to our class starting, because it's going to throw our one class off a little bit. The syllabus is going to have a lot of information in it that we need to put in there legally, and then if you scoot along through the syllabus, you'll see this really nice thing called an assignment sheet. I call it an assignment sequence, and it goes through and it tells you all the different assignments and when they're going to be due in the class, and I did want to talk about that a little bit. My thinking process for the class is the first class meeting for Monday, for the Monday course, since we won't be there, I'm going to have you go ahead and do week one material. So go ahead and read week one material and do your assignments like it's a fully online class. and then we'll kind of backpedal the second week for week 2, and I'll go back in and we'll kind of do like the housekeeping stuff, and we'll talk about the assignments and a little bit more, go into some more depth. For the Tuesday class, I'm going to go ahead and front load us, so I'll come in and tell you a little bit my plans, because how I've thought this hybrid class would work is that you would go and read the things and then come back, and we would use the class time for discussion about the material, and I think that will be the best way to work it. So this week we have stuff kind of due before that, and then we'll kind of get on track for week 2. I think it'll be helpful when you look at this assignment sequence, because this will kind of break down what's due and how we're working on things. There's a couple different types of assignments in this class. There's blog postings. I also call them journals, so I use that word kind of interchangeably sometimes, which can confuse people. So if I say blog or journal, I mean the same thing. I mean the short 150-word response to the material of the week. We will have material almost every week of the course, barring like spring break and when we're working on our midterm. And you will read the material, and then you will do a discussion post or a blog on it, which is 150 words, and you type them directly into the text box onto Blackboard Learn. They are due on Thursdays by midnight, and there's a list of due dates, and you will do a blog discussion board for every piece of material that we do in our class. The other types of assignments in this class are microthemes, and this gets a little trickier. Microthemes are longer, 2-page papers in MLA format with a works cited page, and microthemes, there are 5 of them due during the semester. You can pick which weeks you want to do. The only rule or caveat is that 2 of them need to be done before week 9, which is the end of spring break. So you have to have 2 before the end of spring break, and you can have more. You could do all 5 of them if you wanted to, but a minimum of 2 by the end of spring break, and then the other 3 would have to be completed before the end of the semester. And you get to pick those, and those are due on Sundays, and they're due on Sundays of the day that of the week that we work on the material. So, for example, in week 4, we will be looking at the movie Freedom Writers. So we're going to watch that movie. So your blog would be due on Thursday by midnight, and if you choose to do the microtheme on that material, it would be due on Sunday of that week, which is week 4. So that's how that will work, and I'll explain that a little more in class, but it kind of gives you a feel. So you have 5 of those, again, that you have to do in the semester. The other 2 assignments that we have in the class are a midterm, which is a 4 to 5-page paper that's due by March 31st by midnight, and we'll talk about that some more in a little bit. And the other assignment that you have is a 2-part assignment, which is a final, which has a course design, a 4-week course design, and a pedagogical response, which is kind of a justification of why, of your course design. So you set up a 4-week course, maybe for elementary, high school, junior high, college. You create a course, 4 weeks of it, and then you have a pedagogical response, which justifies why you chose the things that you did, which will completely make sense as you continue to go through the semester with me. So in nuts and bolts, that's due Friday, May 17th, which is the last day of our course, week 17, and that gives you a little bit of a feel for what the assignments are in our class. So what would be really great that you could do is if you could take a little time and go through the Wix website and Blackboard Learn when you have access to it, which is now, you have access to it now, and go ahead and see if you have any questions or see if it makes sense to you, and then shoot me an email if things seem a little confusing, I will be teaching some workshops on Thursday and Friday, but I will try to get back to you as soon as possible, and hopefully you can get familiar with the material. So for my students that are in my Monday class, what I'm hoping will happen is you will read over everything, you will read the assignment, which is Theoretical Foundations, and you will do your blog for that, and that will be this week's work. You can do a microtheme if you want to. I would probably hold off. And then next Monday, before you come in, if you would also read Reading Classrooms as Text by Jenny Nelson, and then we can have a discussion about that, and then we'll kind of be on track. That would be great. So you'll do all of your work completely online this week. And for my Tuesday class, if you would please read Theoretical Foundations, which is week 1 work, before we come to class on Tuesday. Then we can talk about that, and we can do some work around Theoretical Foundations, and then we'll be more on a clear schedule or a standard schedule of how that will work, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in class. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'm looking forward to spending time with you. I love this class. It's a great class. We get to do some really fun things in it, and the material I think is really good. Almost all the material is free. I have links on the course. It looks like this on the Wix website. It's the weekly course description, and you can click on, I'm going to put this up there again, there's these little pictures, and if you click on it, you will be able to link to most of the PDFs. They're all there. They're all free. The only thing that you will have to purchase is you will need to purchase a book called The Partials by Dan Wells, and you could do that either an audiobook or you could do that in a used book. It's paperback. It's kind of inexpensive. And the other thing that you will have to get your hands on is the movie The Freedom Riders. Other than that, I think I have almost everything available to you. And we can talk about that a little bit more when we meet, which is nice. We're going to have a little bit of face-to-face time, which I usually teach this class fully online. I don't think I've ever taught a full face-to-face, so it's going to be fun to get to spend some time with you. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, and we're going to get to work here. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you Tuesday, people. I'll see you next week. Monday, people, I'll see you week 2. Okay, talk with you later. Bye.